Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of
Never give up.
Yay! Hold on, I think I have to change the cameras. Hold up, because this is the other camera.
Okay.
Yeah.
That camera?
Uh-huh. There we go. Okay, there we go. All right. So we got a little cool a special guest with us today.
Ready, set, he's gonna repeat. Ready, set, now. Oh! Where am I?
Jose done appeared in the Marvel universe that is Nathan's. Welcome everybody to the show. And so today, what are we doing today, Nathan?
Today, we're going to talk about a comic book where it's like Thanos takes over the universe.
Yes, and so in this episode, Thanos is fighting the Hulk, I think. So we might have to break this one up in parts. So this will be part one. Before we get into this, let me read this disclaimer so that way it won't come for us. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Now that we have gotten that out of the way, let's get into this.
This is going home. This is on a
Video.
Thanos.
Celestial gods.
Nathan,
He is the most powerful villain in the Marvel Universe. This is what happens when Thanos wins. Fans of the MCU know that the Mad Titan Thanos is one of the most dangerous villains of all time. But those big screen adventures don't even scratch the surface of the power and madness of the character's comic book roots. Thanos is more than a power-hungry conqueror. His madness and drive for control stem from something much more bizarre and twisted than a quest for universal balance. That obsession drove one alternate version of the Purple Tyrant to rule over a barren wasteland. This King Thanos gathered unfathomable power and waged destruction across the cosmos, all to impress his dearly beloved, the living avatar of death. The birth of a Titan. To understand what drove the ancient Thanos to total devastation, we must first go back to the beginning. Some people believe that no child is born evil. Those people never met Thanos. From the day he was born, Thanos struck terror into the hearts of anyone who looked upon him. Even his own mother looked into her child's eyes and was driven to madness. She named the boy Thanos, a name she had never even heard before. If you were to ask her where the name came from, she would tell you that a cold wind whispered it into her ear. She would also admit that madness was the only response to staring into the eyes of a universal constant. Wouldn't anyone go mad if they gave birth to a god? Born a mutated deviant, Thanos was gifted great power even from birth. But no power was ever enough for him, and he constantly sought more. At age 12, he murdered his own mother, and over the years, increased his strength through bionic implants and mystic powers. Those powers led him to incredible feats, like gathering the Infinity Gems and wielding the Infinity Gauntlet. With that power, just like in the movies, he destroyed half of all life in the universe. And it was all in service to his beloved, Mistress Death, the one he devoted his entire life of slaughter and chaos to. Thanos has battled against the heroes of the Marvel Universe countless times. In the main Marvel Universe, the heroes always eventually came out on top. But in one far-off future, evil would triumph. Thanos wins. In the present day, a restless Thanos arrived on Chitauri Prime, homeworld of the despotic Chitauri alien race. On this planet, the strongest ruled. In a gladiator stadium, Thanos stood before a cheering crowd, his great golden boot upon their fallen leader's head. He thought that conquering the Chitauri would be a challenge worth his time, but he was disappointed. As the being beneath his boot quivered in fear, Thanos demanded to know this pathetic creature's king. "I am the king, Lord Thanos," the alien responded. "Liar," Thanos whispered. The Chitauri king began to beg, but Thanos had had enough. He squished the Chitauri's skull beneath his foot. "Kings do not beg," Thanos sneered. The only thing Thanos respected
Thanos
was
is a
strength.
beast.
A king, a real king, had no power if he was so cowardly as to beg. It's worth remembering that little detail. As the crowd cheered Thanos by name, the Titan
Yeah,
felt
it was
no
like a
joy.
one-on-one.
He had hoped for a challenge and found nothing but an empty throne. As he sat on his conquered seat, the king's servant poked his head in with a request.
the
Could
Infinity
Thanos
War.
possibly call off his allies attacking
that's
from the
you.
sky? As blood started to rain down from the sky, Thanos grinned. Could a worthy challenger finally be approaching? Well, we hope you're approaching the subscribe button while we get to the good stuff. Far above the alien homeworld, a flaming figure swept through the Chitauri defenses, including their massive Leviathan warships. With a demonic, cackling laugh, a gun-toting figure with flaming chains and a superpowered motorcycle tore through the atmosphere. This was the Cosmic Ghost Rider, herald and right hand of the final king, a mysterious master who had sent him to fetch Thanos.
They should
The
make
spirit of
another Ghost
vengeance had
Rider
come from the future to bring Thanos back with him. Unfortunately, he was quite mad and could not stop talking, which did make Thanos trust him very much. Believing the Ghost Rider had come as a messenger for the demonic Mephisto, Thanos blasted the rider away as the flame-headed psychopath chattered away. But Thanos was not going to be able to defeat the Ghost Rider as easily as the Chitauri King. In the blink of an eye, Thanos was wrapped in the rider's flaming chains. As the Titan looked on helplessly, Ghost Rider explained. In addition to the change forged from the bones of Sidorak, Ghost Rider had a piece of the Time Stone, which meant that before Thanos could fire any eye laser or throw a punch, Ghost Rider could tie him up again. With his prey tied to the back of his interstellar Harley, it was time for the rider to take Thanos on the ride of a lifetime. With a fiery explosion, the killers were gone, leaving the Chitauri to sigh with relief. Oh, thank God. High in the stars above, Ghost Rider's cosmic cycle crackled with green energy. Soon, time and space rushed by a blur until they arrived back on Earth, millions of years in the future. Ghost Rider screeched to a halt, while the chained Thanos flew forward and crashed into the ground. Now the Purple Conqueror was truly furious. As Ghost Rider walked away, Thanos called after him. "Face me, you coward! I will kill any who oppose me." But Ghost Rider just ignored him and handed the Time Stone back to a shadowy figure. "I am Thanos," the Titan roared. But the shadowy figure just laughed. Thanos was ready for a fight, but unfortunately, as the mysterious voice explained, there was no one left in this future to oppose him. "You've already won." Thanos' eyes widened in shock as he looked upon an ancient version of himself, sitting on a throne in the jaws of Galactus. And he hadn't even seen the King's pet Hulk yet. Thanos ascends. Despite his love and devotion for the eternal figure of death, she never came for Thanos. No matter who he killed, and he killed so many people. It was his great tragedy to live forever and never be embraced by the only thing he had ever loved. To prove himself worthy of death's attention, Thanos spent eons slaughtering all life in the universe. Most people would appreciate a nice bouquet of flowers or box of chocolates, but death was a bit more complicated. As Earth's heroes grew older and weaker, Thanos only grew in strength and power. He single-handedly defeated Namor, the X-Men, Captain America, and even murdered the nearly all-powerful King Thor with a single energy blast. Not even the Avengers or the twisted and evil future version of the Hulk, the Maestro, could stand before him. Thanos fought. Thanos
I keep
killed.
on forgetting that Thanos is that
won.
guy.
And it wasn't just heroes. Galactus, the World Eater, stood against Thanos, leading a centuries-long war against total annihilation. At the World Eater's side was his herald, the Cosmic Ghost Rider, the last remaining inhabitant of the destroyed Earth. This Ghost Rider, who had gone as insane as Deadpool, was the man formerly known as the Punisher, Frank Castle. Punisher joined the other heroes of Earth in a final battle for the fate of the planet.
Isn't it crazy how everybody's universe always ends up like having to help each other or something?
Thanos melted the Hulk's face, tore Iron Man in two, and blasted Spider-Man to bits. The Punisher lay discarded, bleeding and dying from fallen debris. As he lay dying and staring up the Mad Titan slaughtering his planet, Frank Castle had one final thought. "I would give anything to punish that purple son of a bitch." At those words, the devil Mephisto appeared to Frank Castle to offer a deal.
I really
He
gotta
sold
do
for the
something
chance to
with
punish
this.
evildoers. Unfortunately for him, when he returned to Earth, there was no evil to punish. Thanos was long gone, and all life on the planet was dead. And so the Ghost Rider spent millennia alone. An undead specter slowly losing his mind. Until the day a
You thought I was
ruthless
gonna say
Galactus crashed into Earth.
Okay,
Galactus
then.
arrived, calling for help. If anyone could stop Thanos,
Here we
it would
go.
be the heroes of this planet.
Who are
Unfortunately, the only
the
person left to hear
stop
those
him?
calls was the manic Ghost Rider. After introducing himself and explaining how everyone was dead,
No,
Ghost
I'm
Rider
saying
just had one question for Galactus.
Yeah, in this
Was
universe.
this real? Because sometimes he gets confused. Galactus assured the Spirit of
Wait,
Vengeance
he
that
turned
he
into
was
Ghost
real
Rider?
and that he could not stop
Yeah.
Thanos alone. So Castle had a brilliant idea. He saw a
Okay.
chance to finally punish Thanos and offered Galactus his services and the Earth as a snack. In exchange,
Oh, wow.
he would become Galactus's herald. With the combined powers of Hell and the power cosmic, the former Punisher may have enough power to take Thanos down once and for all. Galactus accepted, and Frank Castle became the Cosmic Ghost Rider, the cackling, space cycle riding demon. Years later, the two made their final stand. Galactus, wielding
Wow,
a gun the size of a
imagine having to
continent,
team
faced
up
Thanos head-on.
and
But as he
give somebody
charged, the
some of your
tyrant's hands
power.
crackled with violet energy. In a single razor-sharp beam of energy, Thanos sliced Galactus's head off his shoulder. That left the Cosmic Ghost Rider as the last opponent standing against the Mad Titan. The Ghost Rider
Well,
rushed at Thanos at full
we
speed
might
on
not
his
be
butt,
able to
but the
do
Titan
these.
reached out his fist and
I have
knocked
to
the
review
demonic
these
Punisher to the
before
ground.
because this was just
Thanos
a lot of
approached Ghost Rider
violence.
with a proposition. I have heard tell of you, Rider. You defy death. Thanos is intrigued. You think I'm the worst thing out there? I haven't even begun. I cannot kill you. You cannot defeat me. But you come with me, Rider. And at my side, I will show you more evil than Punish 1,000 lifetimes. Punish was the magic word for the man who was originally Frank Castle. The Rider shook hands with the Titan, and with that, Castle had made his third deal with a devil. From then until the end of time, Ghost Rider fought at Thanos' side, laying waste to what remained of creation. The mighty tyrant Thanos was even able
We're
to
supposed
defeat
to
the
be commenting
Celestials,
on
the
these
omnipotent
while
cosmic beings.
they're
Atop a
happening.
mountain of slain gods, like the Living Tribunal, the Watcher, and Galactus, Thanos faced the towering creators of the universe. With a powerful blast that nearly destroyed an entire planet, the Celestials were vanquished. And in all what remained of creation, there was only Thanos, his enslaved pet Hulk, his servant Ghost Rider, and a single mysterious enemy who evaded the Titan's reach. From the bones of the Celestials and the skull of the World Eater, Thanos created his kingdom and awaited death. But she would not come. Thanos knew his mission was incomplete. One more must die to be reunited with his beloved. To do so would require help, and there was only one person Thanos would ever turn to for help: himself. So the king sent Ghost Rider into the past to recruit his younger self. Against the Fallen One. After breaking free of the Ghost Rider's chains, the present-day Thanos lashed out in fury. First attacking King Thanos, and then preparing to crush the Ghost Rider's head. The Rider claimed to be unkillable, but Thanos decided to test that claim for himself. As Thanos tightened his grip, the king called out, "No, please!" The word please coming from his own voice sickened the younger Thanos. "I need your help," the king explained. What could bring a version of himself so low as to say such a pathetic word? It could not truly be his future self. Thanos attacked the older Titan, sending him crashing through the castle wall and slamming into the ground. Unleashing the full might of his cosmic energy, the younger Thanos leapt through the air and unleashed a rain of blows on his elder. Who are you? You wear that face and that title, and yet the word please comes from your mouth? You beg? You are no king. You are no Thanos. Despite the younger's unleashed rage, King Thanos was unharmed. He raised his hand and blasted his younger self through the air, and it barely took an effort. To prove he truly was Thanos, the king spoke their true name, the name that only Thanos and his mother had ever heard: Dione. It was enough to convince him that he was looking at himself. King Thanos extended a hand and explained he needed help bringing death back to him. In the barren wasteland, the only thing that stood other than the king's tower was a massive statue of their beloved. King Thanos explained that even though he had given her everything, death continued to ignore him. That there was one being that eluded him, a single final foe. King Thanos had brought him to this desolated future to help him do that. Only then would death be his. The Fallen One, the last herald of Galactus, was still out there, and he was coming for the king. It would be only a few hours before he arrived. As the two versions of Thanos bickered, the herald announced his presence with a thunderous explosion that shook Thanos' tower. From high above came the man who was once known throughout the universe as the Silver Surfer. But now, he was as black as night and shimmering with celestial light. He had spent centuries training his strength and will to put an end to Thanos and extract a measure of justice. In addition to the power cosmic and the godly strength of Thor, the Fallen One had another weapon at his disposal. At his back was the full strength of the Annihilation Wave, the horde of insectoid destruction that had once raced across the universe, wiping out civilizations and devastating worlds during the events of the Annihilation War. Now they served the Fallen One, and all of their deadly strength was targeted at Thanos. The Thanoses fought alongside the Ghost Rider and his Hellfire, cutting through the waves of insects as the Fallen One attacked from the skies. It even looked like the Titans might be in danger, until the younger Thanos called upon Ghost Rider to unleash the full strength of his Hellfire. The Rider laughed. "You know, I always forget I can do that stuff." With a demonic war cry, the Rider let loose with the fury of an atomic bomb, the force of which sent a mushroom cloud into the atmosphere. Back on the ground, it seemed that nothing remained but the Rider and his purple allies. Can it have been this easy? Thanos wondered to himself. But through the flames stepped the dark figure of the Fallen One, who announced his survival with a powerful force of energy that brought down the king's throne room. He looked down at the two titans before him and gave a final warning. I don't care how many of you there are. This ends today, Thanos. It's long past time you answered for the many lives you have stolen. The king spat back. If the surfer had been able to kill him, why hadn't he done it already? Why did he wait for so long? But the Fallen One corrected the king. He was not waiting. He was working toward the goal of becoming worthy. His fingers crackled with electricity, and a mysterious power toppled the Statue of Death. With a crash of thunder and a blast of lightning, Mjolnir, Thor's former hammer, flew into the Fallen One's grasp. Tragedy and heroism had forged the surfer into this new godly form, worthy of possessing the power of Thor.
But I'll write the timestamp down. Hold on. He's on his way. Hold on. Let me get this timestamp. 13:30. And this is King almost third. Wait, hold on, Jose. Relax. Okay. All right, so now let's stop sharing this and then let's do your outro. Nathan. All right, everybody. Part 1. We are going to get into part 2 of this tomorrow and with some more commentary, Nathan, instead of us just watching this. Okay?
This time we're actually going to finish it and then talk about it.
Yeah.
So Nathan, can you put me back to my universe?
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Wait. Here we go. Wait. You're still in front. Get in front. Okay. Ready? Go ahead. All right, y'all. It's been real. Like, share, and subscribe video. Until next time, Nathan, do a we have to lift up so we can do. All right. And bye.